My next guest, though, watch out. The markets are pricing in the sky is falling situation. What is that? Patrick Kaser, you need to get to this right away. What disaster?
Well, I actually don't think a disaster is going to happen, but when I talk to other investors and ask them what they're worried about, they tell me to sit down and get comfortable, and I run out of fingers and toes to stop counting how many things that they name. So I look at the market, I look at the valuations in utilities and staples, and I look at it on some of the other side, some of the financials and some of the cyclicals, and the market is acting as if we are heading back to a global financial crisis. And you're saying, yes, we're hitting new all-time highs. What are you talking about? But the market looks expensive, and there's a real split in that. You've got some stocks that are very expensive that people think are safe, and you've got some stocks that are very cheap that people think are risky.
That are risky. Isn't that amazing? And this, as stunningly, after the attempted coup and terrible situations in Nice, France, and here in the United States, we do not have this, I guess, mass stampede to safe havens. Gold is kind of a non-trade today. Treasuries, maybe the yield dropped a little bit. But let's talk about stocks. Which areas do you feel are really cheap and yet people look at as negative, so they stay away from them, that you say get into?
Yeah, so there's this split out there where, as I said, utilities and staples look really expensive. So what looks really cheap? I think a stock like Citigroup, many of the banks, right now people are thinking, well, it's not lower for longer, it's lower forever and ever lower. You know, right now Citigroup is trading $20 below tangible book value. That's pricing in as if a lot of their bones are going to go bad with no recoveries. You've got companies like KKR, long history of successful returns as a private equity investor, alternatives. That people are pricing it as if it's never going to grow, even though they're not going to get the returns. And so people are pricing in really negative outcomes on many of the financials and the autos. They're pricing for General Motors. They're pricing a bad outcome in. So there's a lot of opportunities in names that rely on a decent economy.
It's a record, Patrick. You get to witness it, an all-time record for the Dow.